Hello, 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 everybody. Hello, hello, hello. I am going to ask you guys to give me a quick second because I am still trying to get situated with Instagram. I'm gonna tell y'all the story. It's not of a lovely lady either, but I'm gonna tell y'all the story as I get situated because it's been a whole something or another. It's been a while. So welcome, welcome, welcome. As y'all come on, please say hello to me. That's the rules, the protocol always has been and probably always will be. I want y'all to say hello. Let me know that you're watching. You can tell me either where you are watching from, but be sure to say hello so that way I can speak right back to you. And then I need you to like and share this video and tag somebody that you believe would benefit from today's broadcast and what we are talking about today. I'm just giving you guys an overview of what this new branding is looking like, what you can expect from it. And then obviously, I'm going to give you some life advice today. So, get some people in here while I'm getting Instagram hooked up. Y'all get some people on and again tell me hello because as you guys know, I am not, hey Shalonda, this is not my personal Facebook page. You have to be on the what I want to say, my branding page, Educated and Empowered. I am streaming live from Educated and Empowered along with LinkedIn. So my Educated and Empowered across the board on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and it will be Instagram. So hold on one second. Let me get Instagram on and then we will be officially going. But I need y'all to talk to me. How y'all day been? How you been? Tell me how everything is going with y'all while I am getting set up because when I say y'all, it has been a minute since your girl done been on. So let's see. All right. So, and I still don't have everything like I like it, but hello. So let's do this again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it may be when you are tuning in to the podcast. I am back. I am your international award winning author, filmmaker, and empowerment specialist, Toneal M. Jackson. And I just want to welcome everybody. I have been missing you guys. When I tell y'all the stuff that it has been, when I tell you, I'm so glad your students made your day today, Shalana, because I'm gonna tell you, by you being here, that's helping to make my day today. So I want all of you guys to come on in. I got to get back into the routine of doing all of this, y'all. Let me tell y'all, it's been some things, and some things I still can't even tell you, but some things I can. Okay, so I don't know. I come through every here and again. Come on, jump in, jump out. So if y'all will permit me real quick, if you permit me to just unwind really quickly, if you will just give me the ability to share with y'all first and then I'll pour into you. Okay. So normally, again, I jump right into the topic. If you all have followed me that at all, you know that I normally jump right into topic, but it's been a minute. So, I feel like y'all family, and you know how when you ain't seen your family for a minute, you want to be like, hey girl, hey, what's been going on with you? So we just gonna talk for a couple minutes and then we'll get to business. So y'all, it's been a lot. Y'all see that I am rebranding. So I have been had I've had my business company, whatever, Educated and Empowered. I've had it for years now. And I was just trying to figure out what to do with it, how to incorporate it. And so kind of what happened was, you know how God works when you ain't really expecting him to, like you didn't ask for it, it just kind of happens. So earlier in the year in April, and can y'all believe, again, happy October, but can you believe that it is already October? April was 4 whole months ago. I'm sorry, I can't count. April was 6 whole months ago. And so the point is, in April, I let my APS family know that I was taking an indefinite hiatus. I needed to, just pray. I need to get some things together. My personal life, it was a lot of stuff going on. Again, for those of you who don't know me, I have three daughters who are in college. I have multiple daughters, but three of them are in college. One of them just went away this year to Clark, Atlanta. So it's just been a whole lot this year. Okay. And, I have gotten to a place now where I am basically getting better with self care, where I am getting better with setting boundaries and getting better with letting it be known, where I am, how I'm doing, if things are overwhelming or what have you, right? Because I don't know, and y'all can put a one or two in the comments. Like, if you are the type of person that typically carries everybody else's burdens, put a one in the comments, right? So, like, if you're the type of person that normally carries everybody's burdens, put a one in the comment. But if you're the type of person that already got balance, like you already know how to balance, put a two. Like, so if saying yes for you, like saying yes to everybody is what you normally do, put a one. If you be telling people no, like it's no problem, put a two, right? So I am still I've grown in many regards where twos come a lot easier. But when it comes to my family, especially those people that live in this house, it still be kind of hard. But the point is, Shalana, I'm trying to tell you, hey, Mary, girl, I'm with you. Listen. And so April, like I say, and it don't seem like it was 6 months ago. April, I said, I gotta take some time for me, and I gotta listen. I gotta give it to my girl Mary, because me and Mary's having a conversation, and she said the same thing to me. She's like, I need to take some time for me, and I couldn't do nothing but respect what she said, because I had to say the same thing not too long ago, right? Like, it doesn't mean. And here's some quick life advice, real quick, right here. Just because you have to tell people no, or wait, or not now, it does not mean that you don't love them, or that you love them any less, or that they're any less important to you. But there are times when you got to be able to feel that it's time for you to be a priority, right? And that doesn't mean that you are being selfish by any means. And I forgot, hold on, y'all, I forgot to put this on do not disturb, because folks are already trying to call. Um, but it does not mean by any stretch of the imagination that you are selfish. Because most of us, those of you who typically follow me, most of us are selfless people. Most of us are givers, right? And so it is something you have to train yourself to do, to cut people off, to say no, right? And so I had to learn the reason why I'm able to teach y'all and coach y'all the way that I do is because I had to go through it myself, right? Like, what was that commercial? I'm not just a hair club president, but I'm also a client. So, like, when I be giving y'all this lit life advice, this is not just, something that I Googled or something that sounds good. This is stuff that I had to live it. I had to experience it. And so the point is, let's keep going. Like, I just knew in April I was getting very overwhelmed, trying to figure out how to balance everything, because I thought that things would be different. My children are getting older, so I thought that meant that they would need me a lot less, and so that I would have more of my life. But what I found out is that how they need you just changes, right? Not that they no longer need you, but it's the how is different. And so it's been some getting used to, because I always put my house first. And that for me is unapologetically. Like, that's not by mistake. That is definitely intentional. And that's a lot of the reason why I did choose entrepreneurship. I don't necessarily even know that it was so much that I just had this huge business plan, more so than entrepreneurship afforded me the opportunity to do both, to be able to be home for my family and be able to, have like an out, have my own people, my own team, my own life outside of my family. without having to be overwhelmed. Because you know, when you work in corporate America, baby, they don't care who's sick, they don't care what ain't going on. If you are on that schedule, and I don't care at what level, I don't care if it's entry level or C level, like when you are on the schedule, they want you there. They don't care about whatever it is that you happen to say. And so like I just knew that I had to transition. And so that's why I became an entrepreneur. But again, going back, I was just overwhelmed, y'all. You know, like again, I wear a lot of hats. And I still say unapologetically, but it just had gotten to the point where it was too much to be able to do it all successfully. And so for me, I would rather like leave something on my own terms than lose it because I didn't do right by it, right? So like I would rather, you know, when we finished our gala last year, it's a wonderful gala. It was our 7th year gala 2023, and that was kind of like 7 is the number of completion. If I never, and I'm not saying that I never will have another gala, but if I never have another gala, I am so satisfied with what I accomplished in the 7 years that I did that thing. And I'm very satisfied with the note that I left on, right? And so the point is, I've just been breathing. The point is, like in the time since we last seen each other, y'all, I done moved. I got a whole house now. And that came, the move happened right around what would have been gala time. And so it's like, had I been planning for the gala, then I defensively would have been overwhelmed. And that's one of the reasons why it's also so good to be important to the voice of the Holy Spirit. Like when Holy Spirit tell you to do something, you don't always have to understand why. Like you don't have to see it with your eyes and be able to confirm, oh yeah, that's right. No, but when you're feeling something, you know, it's like, okay, this is the reason why. And so just obey that. And so anyway, y'all, yeah, so that's really where I have been. And now I've been using, whew, probably September was my month to kind of just like get everything back up and going, right? September was, normally it's the birthing month, or that's how I reference it. But for me, September was kind of like a restart. So I guess you can still say it's birthing because I was getting everything in order so that I would be able to be ready for today, right? This is the first of the month. It's the first of the month. But it's the first of the month. And I wanted to be able to be ready. Like, it's still a lot of things, y'all, that's in the air, a lot of things that I'm still juggling, but I'm a lot more settled than I was 6 months ago, right? And so just some of those things, like I say, we're going to talk about what EAE is. We're getting ready to do that transition, but you guys know that I am running for commissioner of the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District. So I got to get back on doing my reels for that, because we are literally about what, 32 days or 34 days, something like that, away from November 5th. But for many people, some early voting has already started. For some, like October 3rd, I think, like downtown, you can start voting early. But then holistically, early voting, I want to say, starts in 20 days on October 21st. So it's a lot of different things that's going on. And then, like I say, I have this other event that's actually coming up on this Thursday that's called the Survivor Celebration. And I think it's Westchester that's in. I'm co-hosting, right? So it's myself along with Lady Rochelle Matheny and Tanya Reeves. She's known as Tanya Survives here. And we three came together to kind of work together to honor some people that we believed were just due. You know, it's been, life be life for everybody. And this is something different because we're just celebrating survivors holistically. So we understand that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month and it is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. But we wanted to, you know, I talked to them and I was was like, what if we just kind of bring it in and we just celebrate survivors holistically, right? Like there's just this one time where we just celebrate survivors as a whole. And I hate that my circumstances have been what they are because I really would have loved to have a little more time. Like when I say listen, and I'm not making excuses, but the time just went by a whole lot quicker than I had then that it went back quicker. Let's just stop right there. It went back quicker. And so the point is that's going to be this Thursday. So if you guys want to attend that event, hit me up in the inbox. I still got some tickets, but probably about 10. So if you guys want to come to that event, let me know and we can get you in there. Again, I think it's either 6 or 6:30. I got to look at the flyer in terms of start time. So I want you guys there if you want to be there. We are going to be celebrating survivors, and that's this Thursday, October 3rd. But then what I've been doing again is taking the time to revamp this brand. And so for everybody that is watching this from the Educated and Empowered Facebook page, I put out a post earlier telling y'all that I had sent out the newsletter. Well, whenever I start a sentence with well, it's not gonna come, it's not gonna be good. So yeah, I thought I did, but then when I talked to the tech people, apparently there was some glitches and I sent it out prematurely. So even if y'all get it, y'all not gonna be able to see it or click anything, even if you can see it. So yeah, we'll be sending it out again. I'll be putting a formal message in the group. I'll be putting a formal message in the group. My apologies. I was just so excited, not even excited. I was so excited that I was trying to just get the newsletter out. Like, I love how it looks. And what I am going to do, since this was my bad, then I'm actually going to post today's newsletter in the group because I still want y'all to see the newsletter. I want for folks to get excited because Tuesdays, like the newsletter is going to go out 2 days a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays is the day that you get educated, and I'll be sharing with you my events and opportunities that I'm offering. And then Thursdays are the days that you're going to get empowered. I'll be giving you guys some life advice, right? So even if you cannot join me on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, when I will be live at 5, then you'll be able to at least see what's going on. You will still get some type of inspiration, right? Because many of us, we need it. Like for everybody who got their life right and everything is good and you don't need nothing, nobody, 2 thumbs up to you. But for those of us, life be lifing, and you need to know that you ain't in it by yourself, and you need to be able to hear some good encouraging word. You know what I'm saying? You need to be reminded sometimes. Like, that's what I'm going to be here for. And so that's what really Educated and Empowered is all about, equipping you with the information and inspiration that you need to be your best self. And again, I'm going to ask, by show of hands, if y'all got the little hand thing in y'all comment section, whether you watch this live or even on the replay, I want for you to raise your hand if you ready to level up, right? I ask the people this in my church, the same thing. Raise your hand if you're ready to level up. Notice, I'm not asking you what level you on. I'm not saying, hey, raise your hand if you're ready to go to level 5 or 10 or 32. No, but if you are ready to level up, raise your hand, because that's what Educated and Empowered is really all about. Equipping you with the information and inspiration you need to be your best self. And many people are able to see and readily admit, you know what, I could be better. I'm a coach. I'm the empowerment specialist, but I can be better, right? Like when I was actively writing my books, I always said, I maintained and I still maintain, every editor needs an editor. Every encourager needs an encourager. Every coach needs a coach, right? So the point is, I don't care how good you are, you still need somebody, because like Shalonda just said, no man is an island. So that means that you can be so great and have so much of everything, but baby, I tell you what, there's going to come a time where you're going to need somebody. And so, you know what? Let that be our life advice for today, right? So matter of fact, it's brought to you by Shalonda. I'm gonna do it like that. No man is an island. That is your life advice. I don't care in what area, because again, when we're talking about educated and empowered, understand that where I'm coming to you guys from, we're going to be dealing with personal growth, professional development, social evolution. And if you know me, you hit me the right day, you might be in for some spiritual healing too, right? So like I be trying, y'all. I be trying to like just be, just trying to get y'all just basic stuff. But I can't help it, and I don't even apologize for it. Like something about God, Jesus is gonna come out. It's gonna come out because that's the reason why I'm here. That's the reason why I am who I am, and I never deny that. I don't care what the platform is. There will never be any denying that. But when we talk about educate and empower, what you guys can expect. Let's say it like this. Simply put, that is what I do. I educate and empower no matter what I have done. And I will be very transparent with you all. Like, my belief is that my mission of being here on this thing called Earth is to educate and empower. But what happened was, I think that there were times when I got a little distracted because sometimes, when you start seeing things, and especially if you're good at a thing, you can mistakenly believe that that's now your thing. And so for me, I'm writing these books or whatever. So now I'm building a book business. And y'all, when I say a book business, I mean a book business. Your girl writing books, she a publisher, an editor, had a whole bookstore, got a writer society. Like I did everything in the literary realm that I wanted to do. Okay. So like traveling the country, like taking my books, being celebrated, national, international, like all of the things. Okay. And so then it was like, that wasn't even enough. I took each book and wanted to make each book a business. So like I got the relationship books and was trying to make a relationship business. And then I got the children's books and trying to do something with the four girls and, did something with the black man and did something with this and did something with that. And it's like, okay, that was good for what it was. And then, I delved into the filmmaking industry and, did documentary, national, international award winning. And so the point that I'm making is it was good that I did those things and I don't regret or resent that I did those things. But I believe in doing all of these things, I lost focus on the fact that what I do is educate and empower. It's simply that I'm able to educate and empower through doing all those things, right? So all of those things are the tools in which I educate and empower. Not that all of those things should have become my own individual businesses. And I know somebody like, but girl, don't we got to have 25, 32, 50, 11 income streams? You can have as many income streams as you are able to manage, right? Because can I tell you something? The reality is that everybody don't need to be a millionaire. Everybody don't even desire to be a millionaire. A lot of people only want to just have the amount of money that they need to be able to enjoy their lives, to be able to have the type of lifestyle that they want to have, right? So it's like, I just want it to be where I can pay my bills, where I don't have to be, I can't, if I eat out, then that means I can't pay my light bill. Like, I don't want that. I want to be able to be comfortable. And so many people, that's how they are. And so my whole point is sometimes, even talking about all the revenue streams, sometimes that's overrated because what you don't look at is the full picture. So even if you were to have all the income streams, what might you have to give up in order to have that? And then beyond that, is what you're giving up worth what it is that you're getting in return? So we got to be really careful. Jonathan McReynolds has this song about comparison kills, right? And so you got to be careful because if you get so caught up into trying to be like everybody else, I'm trying to tell you that's what we do, robbing Peter to pay Paul. But if you are so caught up trying to be like everybody else, it's a couple dangerous things that happens. One of the main dangers is the fact that you lose yourself because you're trying so hard to be like somebody else. I'll just use an example since I know Shalonda is watching. If Shalonda is like so much looking at, y'all know what social media do to us. Social media is just so it's so disrespectful sometimes. Because on social media, all you gonna see, well, I ain't gonna say all because they got some of everything, but most of the things you looking at is all the people that's going on vacation while you stuck at home. All the people that's getting all these different, supposed promotions while you either unemployed or you at the bottom of your company. Like that's what Facebook typically sends you. But what Facebook don't send you is how did they get there? What did they do? Like, what are they like? You don't know the full story. You just know that moment in time that's being captured, right? So you got to be careful that you don't start envying what somebody else got, especially when you don't know the whole story. And number two, you got to understand that there's something special about you. And again, so with me through Educated and Empowered, what I do, what I say it with me again, equipping you with the information and inspiration that you need to be your best self. Shalonda don't gotta be the best Toneal. Mary ain't gotta be the best Shalonda. Like all Mary gotta do is be the best Mary. Shalonda be the best Shalonda. Toneal be the best Toneal. Because when everybody is being in their own lanes, when everybody is working according to their gift that was assigned to their hand, then guess what? That's when you're going to go a little bit further and you're going to feel comfortable doing what you're doing because now you're doing what you were purposed to do, right? So, what's up, B? So, it's like for me, I wanted to just say, okay, it took me a minute to try to figure out how to synchronize my brands, not let go of everything, but how to get everything in one smooth flow so that I'm not overwhelmed. Get it in a place where I don't have 50, 11 things going on at a time. And so whereas that may mandate that I still have some doors that are open, guess what? She working on closing them. So that way, and like I say, they should all be closed in the next couple weeks. But that way now I can actually enjoy what's on my hands and at my hands and in my hands as opposed to being overwhelmed by it, right? So again, what I do, I educate and empower. How I do it, realm of things, my books, music, movies, coaching programs, courses, master classes, speaking to different people, podcasting. That's all of the various platforms that I have been blessed to be a part of, to hit on some level, right? And so, what I want to do is bring all of this to you all. Like for me, it's just about making sure that you guys are empowered. So, whether it's you tune in to the podcast and that helps encourage you, then I've done my job. I educated and empowered, right? Because I genuinely believe that a lot of times we don't make good decisions or the right decisions because we may not have all the information. And I believe, and again, I will be wrong, but I believe that once you are equipped with the right information, then that is going to empower you to start acting in a way for the better. That's going to lend you to start doing what's better. If you're like, hey, one day I want to open my own business. Okay, but if you got somebody that's telling you what it means to open a business and how it is that you could go about doing it and showing you the step-by-step play, hey, this is all you need so that you can open your own business, then guess what? Either you're going to be like, yeah, no, that's too much. I don't want to do that on a regular basis. Because look, you got to be real with yourself, okay? We talking about how no man is an island, right? Like you're going to need to interact with other people, whether it's mentors, whether it's other people in the same industry, whether it's consumers, clients, whatever you want to call them, supporters, you're going to have to deal with other people. And if you're understanding that, hey, this is in my head what I'm thinking, but if you find out in real life, because sometimes you can think things are one way until you actually start doing it, then you find out it's something totally different than what you actually thought. And so sometimes it takes actually doing that. But once you do it, and if you find out it's not what you want, it's okay. It ain't the end of the world. It just means that this thing ain't for you. And so again, today's thought, courtesy of Miss Shalonda, no man is an island. Today is life advice. No man is an island. Be sure that you understand, like, not just who you are, but the value that you bring to a table. So that way you entertain people who not just bring the same values, but bring the things that you may be missing, right? You want to make sure, again, we close to the holidays, y'all. So I'll use this example. You don't want to go to everybody's house and everybody brought turkey. Turkey and dressing could be your favorite dish. Okay, it's 12 people, all 12 people, all 12 people brought turkey and dressing. Now I need somebody to bring the macaroni and cheese. I need somebody to bring the greens. I need somebody to bring, y'all get where I'm going with this? I need, cause see, I don't gotta have a whole lot of stuff on my Christmas plate. Cause I'm gonna be honest with y'all, like, and this probably ain't good, but it's just my truth. So judge me later. I'm probably more of the dessert. Like on my Christmas plate, I don't have a whole lot of food. I'm gonna have probably like ham, macaroni, probably some greens, depending on who made the spaghetti, because I don't eat everybody's spaghetti. Like that's what's gonna be on my plate. But if I go to that dessert table and somebody done brought some peach cobbler, and it's the right peach cobbler, like you look at it and it's all crusted up. What was it? Like to use crusted sugary over. Like it look right. Yeah, I'm gonna need that. And don't mess around and have some vanilla ice cream, right? Okay, but here's my point, because I ain't trying to make everybody hungry. The point that I'm making is just like you don't want for one person to either have to have everything, or you don't want for everybody to only have one thing. We need it all. We need your gifts, your talents, my gifts, my talents. And so it's okay, even if two people got the same gift, it's not going to be used the same way, right? And so my job is to make sure that you understand the beauty that lies in you. And so, as I am wrapping this up on today, Shalonda, I need you to survive too, girl. You've been preaching with me on today. But I just want for you guys to just stay with me, because we are going to go through this. We going through this and growing through this together. So if you have not already done so, I need you guys to follow me at Educated and Empowered. Okay. Educated and Empowered, the number two, across the board: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok. Make sure that you follow me on those, in those different platforms. You're like, well, why do I need to follow you everywhere if I'm a part of the Facebook group? Well, because there are things that I won't be just doing in the Facebook group. Like there'll be times I might be doing some reels, and you guys know, if you're watching from Facebook, excuse me, even on Instagram, you are kind of bound by the 90-second rule. So if there might be something that I want to say that's longer than 90 seconds, but not as long as 20 minutes or 20 or 30 minutes. So that's where TikTok comes in handy, right? There may be some things that I just post on LinkedIn, because there are times where I post universal content, but I have stronger presence on different platforms. And so I kind of, yeah, definitely add me to your LinkedIn. And so, like, there are like, what I have been doing is really like sharpening my social media skills, so that way I'm bringing, again, I don't want to bring the turkey when it's already five turkeys. If I know that I want to be on this platform, then I'm going to figure out what is needed on this platform. And watch this. Do I even need to be on that platform? Because there were certain platforms that I was on, y'all, such as Clubhouse. And I'm not saying that Clubhouse is not a good platform, but I'm saying that it was more of a headache for me because I was not able to really add value to that platform. Now, technically speaking, do I still have a Clubhouse handle? I do. Why? Because there are other people that I know that are on Clubhouse. So if they want to be able to connect with me there, then they can. But do I just go on Clubhouse? Mm-mm. Do I promote Clubhouse? Mm-mm. Do you even know unless I tell you I'm on Clubhouse? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Same thing with Twitter. I'm sorry, X, formerly known as Twitter. Am I on Twitter? Mm-hmm. Do I promote that I'm on Twitter? Mm-mm. But do I still have to use Twitter? You see what I'm trying to say? And this is kind of what we're going to be doing with shaping our skills, with shaping who we are. Everything that we have, we may not need to use everywhere. So it's always good to know what you have, but it's even better to know when to use what you have. I am absolutely on Twitter too, Mr. Williams. I am at my name is Toneal. So you can go on Twitter. So let's say it like this. I myself, Toneal M. Jackson, I am a brand. And then my business is a brand. So you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at my name is Toneal. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, and probably one more that I didn't say, at educated and empowered, the number two. So that, you know what, and I'm glad you said this. So let me end it like this, because that was a part of it as well. When we're talking about not being an island, when we're talking about needing other people, when we're talking about knowing what it is that we bring to the table, know who to show up as when. What do I mean? So there are times when you are a yes. Now wait, hold on. I gotta pause because you might have asked this jokingly, but this could be a serious question depending on how you ask it. He said, "Will the candy yams be there too?" See, that would have been a quick yes, no problem. But then he said, "Next to the dessert table." I'm gonna put the candy yams in like its own corner because depending on who you ask, I am one. I don't treat candy yams like dessert, even though I understand it's candied yams. I understand the title of them. Then you got some people that call them sweet potatoes, and I don't care whether they're sweet or not. My candy yams slash sweet potatoes, they gonna be on my same plate. They not gonna be on my dessert plate. They gonna be on my plate next to, because I am one, my food can touch. I know it's a whole lot of people that don't like their food to touch. My food can touch. So like on my plate, you gonna have whatever the meat is. Preferably for me, it's gonna be ham, but I will eat turkey. You gonna have ham, macaroni, greens, and then you're gonna have some candy yams on that same food plate. You're not gonna have candy yams on the same plate with the peach cobbler or the chocolate cake. It's just not gonna happen. See, Shalonda said that her food can't touch it. See, and that's what I'm saying. But this is how come. Listen, this is so good, y'all. I love how we so intelligent because you can use every conversation to actually be a different conversation. So watch this analogy. Like we just talked about how it's important to have a little bit of everything, right? Because too much of anything can be too much. So whereas you might like some turkey and dressing, you don't want all turkey and dressing. Whereas you might be said, I will survive wherever the sweet potatoes are. Like, but if all you had was sweet potatoes, right, that would be a little bit too much. So it's like, and at the same time, we're talking about things touching. So there are going to be sometimes when you can come in a room and you need to be close to certain people, right? Food touching, because you need to be able to get what they're bringing to the table. You need to be able to benefit from what's all there. But then there are some times where you need for it to be isolated. So whether the isolation is just a one-on-one situation, hey, I only want to be me and this one thing, or in our case, me and my coach. I just need to be listening to one person telling me one thing, because then I can focus all my energies and attention on that. Or if isolation is, I got to remove myself from everything. All that can be on this plate is sweet potatoes. Nothing else. So all that can be here in this place and space is just me, because I need to be able to mute everything else and everybody else, because sometimes it becomes a distraction, right? Like, uh-oh, it looked like Shalonda trying to tell B that he needs some of her yams, because no, y'all talk later. But listen, but the point that I'm making, y'all, for real, is that when you're going through life, because I want to bring this back because it's already the 40-minute mark, and I don't know how in the world that happened. But in what we're talking about, understand who you are. Where it says no man is an island, because again, kind of let Shalonda set the tone for us on today. If we're saying no man is an island, it is true, but sometimes you have to be an island. You just don't need to be an island all the time. There are going to be times where you have to withdraw yourself, where you have to isolate yourself. If you feel that life is becoming too overwhelming, if you feel that life is becoming too demanding, like whether it's because you're steadily trying to meet everybody else's demand, or whether it's because you just all over the place and you need to get back centered, you need to know when is the time for me to isolate myself and be that island so that I can get the best from myself, right? So whether it's I need to center myself again because I've gotten all over the place and I'm just lost right now. I'm just kind of floating around. I'm just existing. I'm just on autopilot. When you get to that place, then you need to kind of probably isolate yourself and figure out what's what. Because sometimes you just be floating around and you're going here, 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 and there, and you're just confused. But then at the same time, if you're constantly around other people and it's becoming a distraction because you know that you got your own goals that you are trying to achieve, you have plans that you're trying to get checked off your list. But every time you turn around, somebody's saying, hey, I need you to go over here. Can you come with me here? I need you to do that. Are you able to do? When all of that started happening, and especially if you identify as a one that we discussed earlier in the broadcast, and you're always trying to do for other people, you ain't never gonna get your stuff done. So at some point, you have to be able to be okay with saying, you know what, I really gotta finish this. I'll see you next week. Or it's gonna take me probably about another couple weeks. I'll catch up with you later, right? And as we always quote that great Dr. Seuss quote, those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. And so you have to understand that you should be on your priority list. Even if you ain't at the top, go back to T-Mobile, what they used to say, fave five, you should be in the top five of your priorities. So you have to know today's lesson is knowing when you should be by yourself and when you need to be able to be around other people, because it's going to always be both. Like there's times when you done been by yourself way too much, especially if you are overly critical, if you are your own worst enemy, like you might need to get an outside opinion. Or if you are just not educated in that particular area, like if you ain't never wrote a book before, how you gonna say how long it should take you? How you gonna say what the obstacles should be? You ain't never done it before. So it might be best to then talk to somebody who has done it and been successful in doing it, right? So we want to also in this season of our lives not just get around people for the sake of being around people, but be intentional about the type of people we're allowing ourselves to be around. Are the people that you're allowing yourself to be around, is this just because they don't always been here, but they're not really adding value? Or are these people that I might not see them all the time, I might not talk to them all the time, but when we are around each other, I'm being lifted up, I'm being edified, I'm being elevated. I can feel myself being replenished or rejuvenated or restored in some type of manner, right? So, in either case, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. I do want to remind you, and I'll leave it on the screen, that if you do have a small business of your own or some service that you would like to promote, that I do have sponsorship packages, and I have made some adjustments, y'all. I tweaked a couple packages, a couple ways to make them a little bit more bearable, more affordable, more financially feasible, however you want to say it, for everybody. So for as little as $60, you can be a sponsor of Educated and Empowered. Okay. And so I'm going to leave that on with you. But I do, again, want to invite you guys, if you are wanting to come out to our Survivor celebration, make sure you hit me up either in the comments or the inbox. Let me know, because I have about 10 tickets left. And so I can get you one of those tickets. But definitely check out the website, educated and empowered, the number 2.com. But for those of you who are already liking and following the Facebook page, again, my bad. The newsletter technically went out today. It did. But I found out after the fact that there was some twitches and glitches. And so even though you might have got it ain't really gonna do you no good. So the event for Thursday, let me see if I got it right here. Hold on, Shalon, hold on. Let me see. I should have it somewhere. Um, let me see if I can pull it. Cause it's somewhere. I just gotta figure out where it's at. But it is somewhere in one of these places. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. If not, hold on, hold on. Cause I should just know, shouldn't I? Okay, yeah. So I'll put it in the Educated Empower group. That's what I'll do, because I know you're in that group. So I will post the event for Thursday. I'll put that in the group. But again, I'm also going to post the newsletter, and this is going to be the only one I post in there. Because like I said, I sent it out at 3 o'clock, but then I got notified that there was some twitches and glitches. And so you guys, even if you get it, like, you'll be able to see the content on the act, like in the body of the newsletter, but you will not be able to open the attachments. You will not be able to click on the link. And so neither of those will work for you all. So what I'm going to do, like I say, just this once, I'm going to put it in the actual EAE group. So in either case, guys, thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. Stay with me, y'all. We are on this journey to be educated and empowered together. Like I say, so just so you can know, I will be back going live regularly now. I am back in the groove, y'all. Your girl is back in the groove. So Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, I will be live at 5. Tuesdays will be I'll be giving you some life advice. Wednesdays, we will give some words of wisdom. So that's going to be like all of your inspirational goodness. And then Thursdays is going to be your lit life advice. So like anything to do with aspects of entrepreneurship, we'll be talking about writing and editing and publishing and promoting and all of that type of stuff. So that's not going anywhere, because again, who I am here to educate and empower, generically speaking, is anybody who is wanting to level up. But it typically ends up being, authors, aspiring authors, women, and entrepreneurs. So if you are in one of those bubbles, you definitely going to benefit from following me. But if you're just trying to get better in general, I got you. Whether it's through my books, my music, my movies, coaching programs, courses, master classes, like everything that I do is geared to help inspire and inform you. So thank you all so much for tuning in today. I hope that you have been able to be educated and empowered. And again, don't forget, I want to leave this up. If you are looking to be a sponsor of this show, having somebody to help to promote your business and what you do, or someone who is, please be sure to share this with them. Thank you guys so much.